What's up, guys? This is Andy with Andy's Angels, and today we have a special little project. I'm going to be moving some fish tanks around, and I'm going to be building a little stand under the 125 for the 20-gallon. I'm going to be putting there for the Frontosa to grow out on his own, like in his own little. So for starters, I know you guys remember when the angelfish were laying eggs. I had like put them in a video. Well, for some reason those eggs were not fertilized. I don't know why, but I think it's because the female was impacted or whatever. Like she had like a big bulge under her, and that was the first time they had laid eggs after I had gave her meds for that, and she was good. Once I got this section cleared out, I'm gonna be putting the 40-gallon. I'm gonna be putting these guys up against this wall right here, so I can have this whole wall cleared for something in the future. So what I'm going to be doing is tearing this tank apart and those two tents and this little stand, and I'm going to be trying to use this wood and some of the 2x4s I got outside to build a little stand for at least this guy and maybe a 10. If not, we'll see what happens, but at least this guy needs to go under the 125. That's my main focus. So I think right here, right behind me, is the perfect spot under the 125. I'm gonna get it like halfway elevated to where I have enough room up top to clean the tank, and it's elevated enough to get good siphon for the water to make it all the way back to the bathroom. So let's go get started on emptying the 20 and the 210s that's on that rack, and then let's start on tearing down that rack so I can reuse that wood. So for starters, let's unplug the heaters, and I believe that's the only thing I have plugged up. I'm gonna turn that light on, and I'm gonna leave this light on so I can see the water levels decrease. So there we go, guys. Now that we're starting to siphon this, I'm gonna let you guys watch it for a second, and once this one's empty, we're gonna move it down to the 10 gallons, and we're gonna get those two emptied. So this guy's almost empty, so we're gonna take this sponge filter and we're gonna save all the bacteria while we set up this tank for the Frontosa, because it's gonna use this sponge filter as a filter for the Frontosa also. This guy's gonna go in here while we get this settled. All right, we're gonna take our chances. I want to just drop it, but I don't know how it's gonna go. There we go. Hey. Now we're gonna empty this one. That's the last time this tank was cleaned. That's dirty. And that's the last time this tank was cleaned. Ew. So now that these guys are fairly emptied, I'm gonna go ahead and get these off this little rack, and then we're going to carry it over in front of the 125 where we're going to do some magic on it. Now I'm going to grab this stand, and we're going to take it over to the next room. Change of plan, guys. For now, I won't have to take this guy apart, or at least I won't need this wood, because I found this stack of wood out in the front of the house and under the boat. So I'm going to use this to make the stand. But some things you're going to need for this project are a drill or screwdriver, a poly square, a pencil, a measuring tape, and a table saw or any kind of saw to cut straight lines in wood that you can have, that your parents will let you use. If you're not old enough to be cutting wood, please go ask your parents to let you do this. So here, let's begin with this little project I have for the 20-gallon tank. So I had pretty much recorded how I made this stand for the 20-gallon fish tank, but for some reason I don't have that footage. I don't know if I deleted it by accident with my other stuff, or I don't know, a rookie mistake. I'll make sure that never happens again. But here it is. This is the stand. It's actually pretty simple to do. So since I failed at showing you guys or recording you guys how I built it, I'm gonna go ahead and show you guys what it is that I did. So I used 2x4 wood, and I cut 4 legs, which in my situation at 13.5. Then I cut 2 at the length of the aquarium to make for the front and the back, and then I cut 2 at the width of the aquarium for the 2 sides. I hope you enjoy the rest of the video. Sorry guys. So there we have it, my guys. We got the stand. Dun 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 dun. There it goes with the tank on it. What do you think, Rocky? Does it look good? Oh, you look good. Now let's go get the light on and let's go gather some rocks. I got a place where I can gather some rocks to make the perfect spot for this frontosa to grow out in. Let's go do that. All right guys, so we got us our bucket and now we go gather some rocks. So what I'm looking for really is some like bulky ones that I can make caves out of for my fish. So maybe something like this guy right here would work, just for starters. And then I'm trying to look for something a little flatter. So I might have to go down there for some. This isn't really exactly what I'm looking for, but it might work. So I'm gonna go ahead and take it and see how that one does. So I think I got enough rocks. Let's head back and rinse these guys out and see what we got. So now that we got the rocks, let's go inside and kind of aquascape this little frontosa tank. So this is obviously way too many rocks for a 20-gallon tank, but this will give us enough options to make him a few caves. So let's give these guys a rinse and let's go inside. So what do we want when making a little cave is enough room for him to be able to go in and out without any issues, and for this to be steady enough for him to be able to rub up against it and not fall and break our glass. So let's see what this looks like inside of the tank, and then we'll see if we add maybe these 2 rocks or one of them. So here we go. I think I got it right where I want it. Obviously this isn't the light I have for this tank. That's just to show you guys. But that's one view. Then we come around here and we have this little cave that expands. You can't really see. I'll show you guys better. So now I'll siphon water from this tank down to here so I can get the frontosa from under there and put them right in here without any problems. So I just siphoned the water. We're gonna let this guy fill while I get the frontosa ready. Matter of fact, let me go ahead and get this filter out of here. So I put the sponge filter in there. And there you guys have it. There's one way in, and here's the other view, which you can't really see it, but there's a cave in there. Let's let this guy fill while I get ready to grab the frontosa out of the 125 to put in here. There he is. So there he is. I created a little dark place for him. He's a little stressed right now. But that's his tank. We'll check back with him in about 2 hours or so. So now that I got that guy out, I get to get the rocks out, and I'm gonna go ahead and clean the whole bottom and give this guy a 50% water change like I like to do every so often. Is anyone else a huge fan of huge water changes like I am, no matter what size your tank is? I usually like to do 50 to 75% water changes. Especially when running sponge filters, you always want to do water changes as much as possible. So I'm gonna let this guy run for a minute, and then we're gonna start filling it. We're filling the tank now. I've already put the dechlorinator. Let's see how it turns out with this guy's full. Whoa, that was quick. I did drop a piece of shrimp too early like an idiot. There we go, it's clean. Now it's time to plug everything up. I caught you, bro. Look how he tore up my plants already. So I didn't catch him on time, but in that clip, he had just dug into the pot right there, trying to pull my plants. So if I see a lot of plant damage, I'm gonna go ahead and pull them and put some driftwood in there or something so he doesn't mess with it, because I don't want my plants being tore up. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I'm sure the Frondosa does. And I hope to see you guys later. Stay tuned for my next and future projects. I'm very excited to get this channel up and going, guys. Let's get it. Peace.